After Daniel and Gen come back and the whole group's congregated, the clock slowly ticks the last 10 minutes before the announcement. Then Vivian pulls out her PDA that folds out because she has a bit more expensive of a one, and then the tablet screen starts to light up with like the Academy symbol, and then you can see Mother Gracia sitting at her desk with a video feed that's live. Okay, well, children, some events have come to light that have forced our administration's hand, unfortunately. As all of you know, 7 of our students were forced into medical quarantine due to an unknown sickness. We currently have medical professionals on the way, and the first batch of them arrived last night. We do want everyone to report to the medical ward to get tested before the end of the day. The other point that I'd like to make out is that one student is currently missing from the medical ward shortly after our friend from the U.S. government that came for our competition audit left. We have his assistant and all of staff security looking for him, so if anyone has any information on the whereabouts of Ray Kalahale, give us anything you find. What I can say for everyone now is you are to report to one of 4 buildings to get your assignments for the next week, and then we will have faculty bring you your 3 meals to eat in the dorm. We will have another update for you in a couple hours. Apologies about the inconvenience, but we care about everyone's safety from here on, so it's an unfortunate necessity. Have a blessed day, and I apologize. And then the screen just kind of dims with just a time frame of like when you guys are supposed to go to the classroom to meet Professor Wright to get your assignments for the week.
Escapee, huh?
Right?
No, well, this is going to be blown up anyway. Yeah.
What do we do now?
Again, just
Myself.
looks at Ray.
I mean, we could do the thing that
Some of
told us to do, turn him in, or we can hide him.
Hide
for
him
one of-
there. We can't move the 2 grounds.
Not for 3 days.
only
No
place
one's
I-
going to be coming to the Aikido building.
Not for 2 days, no.
We can hide
The
out.
place
there.
I can think of 100% would be safe from surveillance would be the sauna.
They're checking the
Because
whole
the
place.
steam would block the cameras if there were any cameras installed.
I could go.
The question is, do we fight or do we try to resist and possibly face harm, especially if something is being, especially since something is being covered up and we are too close to it.
I will not be going any that any staff of the school might be.
Caddy's not to be trusted at this point.
It's my recommendation to
Then we'll be
everyone
looking
else as
for-
well.
I'm inclined to agree. Go.
We already established that we can't go through the fence. There's something blocking us, or us ourselves aren't allowed to get out.
Ray and I at least can't go.
No, we can't.
It's-
Is there anywhere we could go? Because this faculty does not frequent.
Well, Razor brings up. I do remember of. Quick question, Tommy. The warehouse, where Ray had found those crates being moved.
Warehouse.
Was it in the warehouse?
That was past the school junkyard a little bit. You saw it was past the fence on one side. You do know that that's pretty much been abandoned most of the time outside of them moving the crates that way.
Is that over the fence, or can we like?
It's fenced off, but it's within like the
school
big fence area, essentially.
Well, there was that. Remember when I said that they were moving some umbrella logo
Crates.
Yeah, that place is abandoned. If I'm correct. Last I
That
remember.
place is publicly abandoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
A junkyard would be a good place to lay low because it would be dangerous to search for us there, and we could probably even create vents out of the car parts.
Yeah. However, it would also mean that we would have low protection from the elements until we managed to make a shelter of some kind, and that shelter would likely stick out against the rest.
For the first time since coming to the Aikido building to help heal again, Daniel looks genuinely sad. Not scared, not angry, but sad.
Sakura's been leaned up against the wall, kind of thinking. Okay. Well, one of us still needs to go to the meeting to get the assignments, because we'll find out when the school goes into full lockdown. That's pretty valuable info that lets us know what kind of timetable we're working with. The thing is that we want more than one of us to go in case if something happens. I mean, look at Yen, look at Ray.
Maybe Daniel and Alex.
And we all know we're not going to be seeing Aaron again.
It probably would be suck how if you and myself go.
Okay.
Vivian, do you have a map? And she says, yeah, I've got one. And she looks on the... Well, where we're supposed to go is only about maybe 3 minutes from here, so that gives us more time to figure it out. And we can have more people close by if something happens.
Whatever happens, we need at least one combatant with each group. Getting extended himself, I wouldn't necessarily consider myself the best option for that.
I can help, but to be honest, I need
Not
to
in
be.
your
I think.
Ordinarily, I would say that I should be close again, but
It's fine.
I would also like to point out that there are cameras throughout the campus, and well, there are probably pictures of us handed to the security. Well, for Ray, for the most part.
Yeah.
So we have to help disguise Ray so he doesn't look. So he should look similar to one of the students. Just
not.
What about your back door? What about the back
Our
door?
Phones are
Can we get in and turn the cameras off?
out of player question. Will that be possible? Or I really forgot.
You can get into the school architecture. It's just doing anything that overt could give away your position if you don't do it well enough is the one caveat that comes with that, but it is possible.
It is possible for me to do it, but I have to do it cleanly. I won't be if I mess up, they'll be able to find out where my position's at, who it is, and all that stuff.
I don't even know if we
Then
physically
perhaps-
can, but
whenever we do that, if we do that, we should do it in such a way that if it's found out, all of us aren't in the same place at the same
We'll also need to move from here because cameras, as you said, could easily have tracked us here.
Me and get another
I
truck.
mean, we could also
Oh, God, sorry.
create an EMP.
That would be rather difficult.
But then
without
it
supplies,
would-
but
Then it would
Possible.
really alarm the school, the staff, which would make things worse.
Everything more off.
Look, the real.
These are options to have in our back pocket, but I think that the time for discussion might be coming to a close. Also, it would be very wise for us to not have our school-issued phones. If we are truly planning on going against the will of the school, I have no doubt that they track us with our phones.
I mean, I could try to see what things are inside the phone. If there's any parts that are suspicious that shouldn't be on the phone, I could probably remove it.
I'll leave that to you. I can turn the thing on and off and charge it. And that's about it.
I'm gonna pull out my PDA and hand it to.
Ian, to Ian,
I have my PDA to Alex.
Okay. For now, I'll tinker with Ray's PDA. Meanwhile, whoever goes to get the schedules for the other team, might as well do that. Meanwhile, I help.
That's Daniel and
with
Sakura.
Ray and.
Yeah, specifically, I would say leave their PDAs untouched until after they've received whatever they're gonna get.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll check on the PDAs that we have.
Before any of the three of us go, if I could do a quick blood test for each of us, just to make sure that if they funnel us into a testing site, that we can prove that they're not infected.
Good nods. You've already done mine, and while all this is happening, Gen kind of looks down at his blood-crusted clothing. I think I'm gonna go take a shower and change.
I mean, I got a jacket you can wear for now to cover, but I doubt.
That's why I had them bring my key, or my gi.
Go clean up.
Is there like an attached showering area? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll probably already start tinkering with the PDA.
Well, Alexander, good news. I need to give myself a second blood test, but Sakura, Ivo, do you agree to let me take a little bit of blood so that I can test you?
Sakura will say, "Yeah, I'm not hiding anything." Then I will go see.
You should also.
All right.
What about you, Ray? Would you also give up your blood?
There's a pause from him, and he'll just say,
I think that having raised blood might be redundant.
Or it might not be. After all, he did get sick, and 6 other students have also been sick, nearly at the same time. So it may not be just a simple cold, a fever. We might as well see if it's an infection.
You do not understand the word redundant. It means that I already tested Gen.
That's Gen's blood, not Ray's. Are you saying there's something special about Gen's blood?
"Just take my blood. No point."
Thank you.
He just
Also, please knock out Alexander. I said that out of.
I'll offer my blood.
As you guys start saying this, you hear a knock on the door, like,
Shit.
my mic's probably not picking it up because it's dead, but there's an audible knock at the front door.
I heard it. Oh shit.
Oh, here.
Well, you may as well go with Ganon to the bathroom.
I go to the bathroom.
Is there any other a keto-ware or something like that we could use? We may as well act like we're practicing.
The door opens. As the door opens, you basically see a figure wearing a blue button-up shirt with like a little bit of a vest, and then they have blonde hair that goes over one eye.
Very
So, this is where you kids are hiding.
I recognize his voice, I imagine.
Yeah.
I come off the bathroom. Oh, it's you.
okay.
Gen comes out probably shirtless at this point because he was getting ready to shower. Who's the visitor?
Looks like one of Ray's friends.
It's not really my friend.
Let's hope it's a
Objective, yes. Friend, that remains to be seen. He did take a jab at me earlier.
Well, apologies, you did
Ray.
throw me up the wall.
If people weren't careless, I wouldn't have to be rough. Anyway, my name is Agent Kennedy.
Has that name ever come up in my research?
Vivian's just wide-eyed.
I'm
Like, she really can't say anything right now.
I'm just gonna look
Daniel's just going to instinctively step between Leon and Vivian just in case. He's not. It's like putting paper from a storm, but still.
I'm going to look at the agent and say, I haven't really shared much.
Great.
No,
Secrets.
I think it's fine.
I think we should have some sharing done.
Alright.
I second
Why
that.
the hell are you here?
Let's maybe not be rude to the agent.
And what is this gonna do to us? Kill us? Silence us?
No,
He
he's
helped
he's
Ray
watching
here.
he's
so-
watching over me. Do you,
That is a relief. Is there still need for rudeness?
let
He looks
me
rather.
go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, I work directly under Chief Liaison Officer Derek C. Simmons. He wanted me to stay behind and keep an eye on the situation while it develops.
And what's this situation?
Pretty
Please talk to us like we know nothing,
was a
because at
question
this
I
point we're
would-
learning that we know nothing.
Well, everything's kind of fucked as you expected.
Simmons found evidence to warrant the BSAA coming here. He asked me to keep an eye on the situation in case it gets out of hand. My objective is to keep Mr. Kalahale and you kids in the picture.
Until the BSAA comes.
Are you aware of the umbrella forces hanging out in the woods?
We wouldn't have gone for the BSAA if we weren't sure.
Great.
Then I advise tracking my phone, because they've got it.
That's if they held on to it.
Whether they did or they didn't. Nothing else, you'll find my phone.
No, I'm here to recommend that all of you should probably vacate this building ASAP. I'll be in touch if needed. The other thing you need to know is that you're going to want to get an audience with the headmistress ASAP. All of you.
All of us?
Including Ray and Gen?
Yep.
Can we really trust the
To be
headmistress?
honest, I'm gonna need a. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna need a little more convincing than you should. Considering I was beaten with pipes and tracked by the Umbrella Corp within their advanced district. My whole love for the school and whatnot kind of went out the window, as did all trust towards anyone attached to it.
I say this because it's the one way to get you out of surveillance fast. The admin building has no cameras. Whether you see her or not, I really don't care.
Could give us some answers also.
In charge
Oh.
don't have any cameras on them.
That is extremely useful information.
Could be a good place to hide for a bit.
Thank you.
And I also want you to plant this in her office, and he pulls a device out of his pocket.
Would I know what that device is?
Yeah, you would, Alexander. You know that's like a basic, like, deep concealment audio bug.
Okay, a deep concealment audio bug. Okay.
I was just saying to Alexander, maybe don't say that out loud.
I mean, who else is in here other than us and the agent?
If I found you, who else could be watching?
That's watching.
He just said there are no security cameras in the administration building. He did not indicate that there weren't cameras here. That is out of character. But
I mean, I wouldn't have said it out loud.
I was saying, like, say you said, "Oh, a deep concealment audio." But
Yeah, I kind of whispered that. If it sounded loud, I'm sorry.
okay,
Alright.
Do I have time to shower and change?
and don't.
He'll pull up
think
his
so.
wristwatch. Just.
Gen just turns
And what
around
half
and
of you
walks
want
right
that-
in.
Half of you need to go get that bug in the building, preferably her office. The other half of you need to get me a copy of that schedule. They're not forbidding me from patrolling the campus, but they're not really being most forthcoming either.
I could probably get in there. Well, probably need help to, you know.
Get the schedule. I can get the schedule. Alexander, perhaps you and Martin?
Out of character, would hide and evade help hide the thing or not?
I mean,
Hide
literally
evades
hide.
like you. Possibly.
I mean, I got an 8, so I could probably do it.
Well, what about? Do you know? Have you inspected that warehouse that I had mentioned to Simmons?
Time. I hate to be a vet blanket.
I know. I'm just asking the agent.
Perhaps we should get moving.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm done with the shower, let me know.
Okay, so to answer Ray's question, he'll just turn to Ray. No, I haven't. Like I said, they're not being the most forthcoming.
Alright. Okay. Well, me and Gun need a hiding place. We could use the administration also, but we might also be spotted there. There's people there. No cameras.
There's
but-
people.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think where we can go.
The administration build's probably a good place for now. Just the crowds should keep you fairly well covered. Again, you might have to crouch down.
Gen's in the shower currently.
Damn it.
La la la.
That was funny. Just, I'll reword that. You might want again to crouch down.
Yeah, I'll tell him. I mean, they might recognize me easily, but
Hiding in a crowd, you would probably be fairly concealed. Myself and Sakura can go to the meeting.
There's.
Myself, Sakura.
I'll grab my jacket and
Alexander?
toss it at Ray.
catch it. Take out my jacket.
I can go.
Alexander. And perhaps Idol should go to the office to talk about fine assortments of cheeses.
At around this
Wait.
point, Gen's gonna step out of the adjacent bathing
Shower.
area. Showering area. I think I might be able to get an audience with our headmistress. I kind of have some pertinent information about Mr. Izukawa.
Who now?
Iwata.
Oh, Iwata. Mr. Iwata. I'm sorry, I have no way of seeing his name, so I will never remember it.
That could be a
I remember it
problem.
because I named him after, I remember it because I named his last name after a very prominent figurehead in Nintendo.
Nice.
That could be a potential
We have to
problem
wait.
with it. You could be
Yeah.
under more spotlight because, after all, they may not know what he has told you during that time and why were you beaten up and he was dead. That's going to put you in a lot of spotlight. I highly don't recommend it.
I can just tell the truth. He jumped me. He said he wasn't himself. And then everything got fuzzy. Last I saw him, he was over in the direction of the warehouse. That's when I blacked
Again,
out.
I would sign off on this, but I highly insist that you bring company with you if you insist on doing this.
Oh, I don't intend to do it alone. I would be incapable of hiding
I'll be
the item.
I'll be coming
Well,
with
let's
you.
get going.
I'll be coming with you, but I'm not gonna meet with the headmistress. I'm a fucking fugitive. I'm a fugitive at this point. I'd best hide in one of the storage closets or some janitor's office or some shit like that.
Hopefully nobody finds you.
Well, someone can be with me.
I would recommend looking to the crowd if you could, just because it would be very hard to find you in a sea of faces.
True, but eventually someone might spot me also. So I'll use as much as I can, but
Alright, all 8 of you need to vacate this building ASAP. Like I said, I recommend you split into 4s. I have my own list of agenda to get done and evidence to preserve. I'll contact you when it's safe.
Alright.
Again, quickly packs up all of his stuff, and I don't know. However, it was brought to him, he will just like use that to sling it over his shoulder.
I'll grab my gym bag. Wait, I swim.
Daniel's
Well,
just
let's
gonna
get
walk
going,
over to
Jen.
the agent real quick and say, "Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. I appreciate it."
He'll turn and look at you, and he kind of gives a small smirk. It's just my job.
Daniel will let him get off with that, though I had several retorts. Just for the record, I had retorts, but good.
Okay. We'll probably already be heading off.
Yeah, Daniel's gonna pack up his med kit really quick and probably Yen's chemistry kit and take them with him.
All right. So,
I see how it
what
is.
are
Just
the
take
teams
my
before?
stuff. Gen's going to meet with the headmistress.
So
That's me, so I could hide the bug.
I'm going with them to the
With
investigation.
Alexander, Sakura, Nolan, and Vivian are going to get information.
Okay, so it's Daniel, Sakura, Vivian, and Ivo, and then Martin, Alex, Gen, and Ray for the other group.
Yep.
So we're Akari. We're Akari going. Akari probably should not go with our group. She should probably go with Gen.
Akari had to make a run to her dorm, then said she'd meet up with the admin group because right now there's no heat on her at all.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Then it's just better for her to go just get the schedule instead of going to the admin.
Well, if
Less
she goes
suspicious.
to get the schedule and they end up testing everybody to get the schedule, which they do.
Oh, that is true.
Then if Akari is
No, you're right, my bad.
Gen- Thank
You're
you.
right. I flew off.
I am playing a moron in my other game. I have all my brain cells for this one.
Okay. I guess the admin group give me your plan of attack as far as how you're going to the admin building.
Gen is going to play on how beaten to shit he is and go essentially to the admin building and be like, I need to talk with Mother Gracia about Mr. Iwata. He's going to be leaning specifically on Alex, because that's going to be my way of getting him in. Because he is assisting me. Are you good with that?
Okay.
Meanwhile,
yep. What are you doing with Ray and Martin? Because they're on your team too.
they'll probably try to find a way to hide or something.
Wait, Martin
Martin will probably help them.
Martin can go with you guys. I'll try to hide. I'm the one that's threat.
Well, what happens if you get spotted? You'll need somebody to distract the other
That's also-
person for you to get
That's
away.
also true.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, might be a good idea for Ray to stick with Akari then, actually.
Well, I believe while you start talking to Mother Gracia, hopefully, Gen will be able to cause a bigger distraction for her to mainly pay attention to you. I hope you overreact everything, and just imagine me stabbing myself again and getting mad. That'll probably help.
So
I don't know why
we'll go.
walking up to Mother Garcia and throwing open his gi. Look at my muscles and my stuff. Look at them!
I mean, that was definitely going to be part of Gen's strategy to distract. Was after last I saw him, he did this to me.
Wow.
Well, more like distraction. Your body is a mass of bruises and scar
Scars.
tissue now.
The first thing I thought of was just, wow, you seem rather damaged and chiseled. Are you really ready for this meeting? Look at my nipples! Look at them!
They're not circle anymore. They're
Honestly,
squared.
what I was expecting you to say was like, "Wow, you could grind meat on those."
Okay, we're gonna move this on before we lose all of our time with shitty jokes.
Yay!
Alright, so, admin will basically let you into the building. Ray, go ahead, just give me a stealth roll plus 8 because Martin's helping you.
That I will give you, sir.
Oh.
And tell me the result.
Stealth isn't too bad. 31.
Okay, so
Nice.
you and Martin basically set up in an alcove where like you're not in the admin building, but like you can see the window of Mother Gracia's office
Okay.
on the side because her room has a bookshelf, and then on one of the sides there's an open view to the courtyard, like in the direction of the baseball field.
Okay. Alright.
So, Gen and Alex, you guys get brought up to it, then they bring you up to the door, and then they do like a coded knock where it's like knock, knock, triple knock, double knock, and then one more knock. And then Mother Gracia says, "Come in." And then they open up the two archwaying doors.
Alexander recorded this. Okay. I'll, since Get is on me, I'll, push us forward. What Gen do? What?
And we'll hobble on in keeping you under his shoulder until you're past the threshold, at which point suddenly, like he gives you just enough leeway that you can slip out from under his arm.
Okay.
As he's going to walk up to the essentially desk is big and like not obtrusive, but like presence. I am here and I need to talk with you. Not demanding, but
Right now she's still looking out her window, sat in the chair to the side, but she hears you both come in and sit down in front of her desk. And then she basically perks her head up after taking a sip of her tea, then sets it down on the coffee table next to the window. And then she gets up and turns around. "Well, it's good to see you safe, Mr. Satom."
safe is relative after being through what I went through. I believe I was the last one to see Mr. Iwata before we both disappeared and he reappeared.
Well,
Okay. Then she sits down at her desk facing the both of you with a very serious glance, and she basically puts one arm up, then puts it underneath her chin like that. "Tell me everything."
Well, starters, he, well, I would say he drugged me, but it's more apt to say he took away my, medicine. I was going back to my dorm to take my vitamins, and when I got there, well, I was near passing out. I take my vitamins every day, and not having them, it turns out I am hypoglycemic, as Kenzo put it. And just before blacking out, he was standing over me. When I eventually was able to come to, I was tied up. Long story short, he undoes the tie to his gi and shows like the massive amount of wound tissue on his chest. He decided that for stepping in and helping out a friend that I deserved this. As he and his cronies took metal pipes, bats, anything. It gets a little fuzzy after about the 10-minute mark of blow after blow.
Meanwhile, Dan is talking. Would it be possible for me to see an opportunity to, hide the bug?
There's a lip under the front end of the desk where you guys are sitting, where you could put your hand up and underneath it and attach it.
Okay. I'll probably do that. Meanwhile, she's paying attention to Ken.
I see. She turns and grabs her tea that was up off the other coffee table and sits back down. Mr. Owada was always a lot of trouble. Truth be told, had his father not donated so much to our school over the years, he'd probably have been expelled. I've always had my reservations about it, unfortunately. The faculty board always overruled me on expelling him. I'm terribly sorry that he did this to you. What do you know about Mr. Nivens?
Wait, what happened with Aaron?
Gen hadn't gotten to that part, so he tilts his head. What about Aaron?
Well, his pickup truck was found disabled out nearby the building, and there had appeared to have been signs of a scuffle. Did you see Mr. Nivens, or did you not?
He was how I got away. We got
I see.
separated.
Mr. Saito, are you telling the absolute truth to the fullest of your ability? I'm only asking for the safety of all the students here.
I have told you nothing but the truth, yes.
Yeah, roll fast talk.
Out of character, I have told exclusively the truth. I just simply haven't told
There's some
everything.
omissions here.
I am going to use my 4 points of luck.
So have has the bug already been placed?
You've placed it.
Okay.
I don't know why I was picturing the bug being the size of a Roomba.
It's
Because
listening
comedic
to all of my
effect.
conversations, and it's cleaning my floor with such efficiency.
I want to like do something to like make her have a negative, but I don't know what.
I mean, can he donate luck to me?
No, that's not how
You'd
it
start
works.
yodeling loudly.
Yeah, I didn't figure.
1 second.
That'd be a good decision.
Okay. So,
Oh, did she?
I'm rolling a percentile. She, kind of cricks her eyebrow a little bit as she sips some more of her hot tea, then sets it back down. Well, I'm sure you haven't lied, Mr. Saitome. I feel like there's definitely some pieces missing. I won't say that you're withholding it. You might not even know them, but I think it's of interest that you find out how we found Mr. Iwata's body.
And how was his body?
I've dedicated my life to continuing what my grandfather started with this academy back in the 40s. We have strived for excellence, the peak of technology, industry, science, medical care, history, the archival, art, and we were good at it. Unfortunately, that came with some bad parts. As is publicly known, our school did take funding from Umbrella at a time. And I'm worried that it might have come back. How we found Mr. Iwata increases my suspicion of that. And with that, you'll kind of see her basically pull a panel up off of her desk that has a couple buttons, and then she hits one. And then you kind of hear some gears turning around behind her bookshelf as it starts to slide out to the side, and you just start hearing from the darkness. Now, she hits another button, then you hear the door behind the two of you lock. I fear we might be past the point of no return. And then she'll flip the switch, then you kind of see a light flash open as you see a bunch of chains in a concrete 1-by-1 room in there, as you see a blonde-haired figure with blood pouring out their face, shaking violently, screeching. As it turns up, both of you would recognize this as Kenzo Iwata with red eyes, gurgling goo out of his mouth.
Yeah, even in his weakened state, Genj immediately, his eyes light up and presses himself as far back, possibly even kicking the chair itself backwards with the force with which he pushes.
Are you saying that the students are infected with something?
No. But it seems that Mr. Iwata has been affected by something. Obviously more of the biohazardic nature, and it came from outside of our boundaries.
Gen just like staring directly at Kenzo and just not saying anything.
There's like a dead focus in Kenzo's eyes as now that he sees 3 people, he's trying to violently get off the chains. He was found last night ransacking Mr. Weber's room.
Why would he go there?
It seems as though he's retained a piece of his former intelligence, maybe purely out of instinct.
What did he take?
To be quite frank, I don't know. You remember Miss Watanabe, right?
The scientist who,
They
I still ship it.
she was a virologist, correct?
they came to talk about Ouroboros, right?
Indeed. She came for 2 reasons. One for the competition, and that Kenzo's not the first.